Oh, hello. We're alive, and I don't have the animation yet. Fuck. Oh god, where is it? Can I re-download it? From like my request tab? Oh, did I already download it? That's that? This is this is that. Okay, okay. Oh, I'm pretty good. I had a pretty decent day at work. Very, very productive. But hold on, how do uh, um this? Huh. Hi, bitch. Hello. Mic is still kind of messed up. I mean, I don't have like any voice gain or limiter on it. I'm just looking to limit the maximum amount. Right now, I could scream and it would actually get louder. With the limiter, I could scream and it'd be the same strength as normal voice, right? So I gotta be careful not to blow your eardrums out. I'm currently playing VR chat. Ooh. Now, I don't remember how to. Is it a dog? Ah, I see. A stinger. Uh, Animation start. Okay. Uh-huh. If I go to here, and it's supposed to be the second one. You get there? I'm pretty good. I'm watching Winter Olympics. Ooh. Alright. And if I do this. Wait. No. What? Does it do that every time now? Oh god. It does that every time except when I go to this one. Huh. Uh. Alright. Pretty neat. Exactly. I just gotta figure out how this exactly works again. Alright. Now it's like this. And if I go to this one. Alright. Fixed it. I am a genius. When we spamming the animation. I had to figure out how it works. Alright. Leave me alone. But hey, everything, and I mean everything, is working again. Whether it be alerts, redeems, sound, money, everything works again. First time adjusting the stream? What do you mean? No. I had to start from scratch yesterday because I deleted everything on purpose, but I kind of saved it, but it wasn't saved. Yeah. Yeah. It happens. Don't like it when it happens, but it does do happen. Hey, bro. Happy day? What happened? What happened? Yep, that works. What do you mean, though? Well, that worked yesterday too, but stuff like giving me a blanket works now as well. That didn't work yesterday. Oh, right, I wanted to mix myself a drink. I'm between job right now and have some good leads on a job. Woo! This man is not allergic to a job application. That's good. It seems you got your rig set back up properly. Yes. Oh, God. Everything is working again. Hello, Azurhead. Hello, hello, hello. And actually, I think it's a little bit better set up in terms of privacy than it was before. Mercury, hello. Also, I took away, like, the where the chat is coming from, so you will still know based on, like, if you know what the other chats look like, right? But I took away the like, icon, so that maybe Twitch will think, oh yeah, that's just normal chats. What a spooky word, John.
Yeah, I bet I did. You coward.
Did you watch new Death Battle
Job
video?
Kappa 1.
No. No, I have not, actually. Then watch back the live. Did you finish the rest of the videos? No, we have one more to go through. We have part 5. Fuck you.
Did I jump scare you? Yeah, I bet I did.
Bye-bye, monkey.
Coward.
Fuck you, Cheer 1.
I like his little visits. Sometimes it's visits, sometimes he stays, sometimes, you know, it depends. Oh yeah. I generally enjoy my job. I don't, if I don't, leave and get another. I mean, I would personally probably try to find a job first, and then leave my current job, right?
You? Yeah, I bet I did.
God damn it.
Coward.
Kappa 1 Kappa 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 Kappa.
What the fuck is that? Get the fuck away from me. What the fuck? Oh, some people be rating female characters. Oh. Oh. Oh my god! Gotta watch the Winter Olympics. Yeah, you have fun with that, actually. My coworkers talked about it too. But I'm not very interested in that, so, you know. Alright. Anyway. I have this. By the way, I just... Yeah. No, by the way, I just came back from listening to Georgie Porgy by Toto, From East to West by Voyage, I Love Music by OJ's, Turn the Beat Around by Vicky Robinson. Huh. You should react to it right now! Right on, Mercury. Yeah, Mercury is our fucking music taste. We gotta protect that man. But where is the part 5 of But Up War? The part 5, right there. Right there. Alright. We first gotta have one last lore video to watch about the Bad Up War. React to SWAT. God damn, there's so much to do and so little time. Never thought I'd have that kind of feeling. There is like 10 more videos in my recommendations that are... No, it's just 3, 4, 5. But still. Death Battle. Yeah, Death Battle as well, I guess. Mummy still has like 2 free videos I sent to watch. Exactly! And actually, Matt Chemist sent in one from Azahara, which I also wanted to watch on my own too, but I decided against that and was like, yeah, I'll watch that with my chat. But, you know, god damn it! Anyway, before any further ado, we are gonna be looking at the Pontius 40k lore, the Bad Up War Part 5 epilogue. I solved the mystery of Huron's madness. Huh. Alright. Pio. 3D Pio has been heresy.
So, we made the video
Serious?
The Imperium are the good guys, which needed to be rushed into production because of that Adam guy. We made the introductory video to Marines, we covered the Abyssal Crusade,
Yeah.
we made the video Female Space Marines can't exist, and I can still hear the blue-haired screams from his comment section. So, what's next? Yes, Pio's trial.
Trial?
Yes, Pio got caught by the ICC as he was stereotypically eating pizza in an Italian pizzeria. He should be on trial right now.
Trial for
Your Honor,
what?
my client is guilty of all crimes he's accused of and pleads.
Who cares?
We move to dismiss all charges.
All charges are dismissed.
Oh, the court be working sometimes, seriously. You want me to send the video to react to it later? Yes, please! Anything that makes my life easier!
That was far easier than expected.
And that is done too. So, what's next?
Brazil.
What?
What?
Change is the only constant in the mortal world. To resist it is to incur in the wrath of Zinch.
Huh. Pio's tired. Pio is tired!
I imagine you are very happy to be back on the Bad Up War.
You can't imagine the amount of brain space I wasted for a war that never happened, Pio. The original series was fun to make, but a nightmare after a certain point to produce.
Fair.
So, this is the finale? The true finale?
Seems so. And because of that, I invite all people watching this video
Your mic doesn't sound the same, it sounds a bit more muffled. Yeah, it deleted my mic settings as well. I can watch the tutorial again in a second if you guys really insist. Or I can actually try to do mic settings on the mic. What does this do? Hello. What does this do? Did anything change? What does that do? I have no idea. Close to ear, Mumi. Wait, what? Hold on. What do you mean? Hold on. I can make my microphone be like this, and then I can hear myself. Oh, you hear me breathing? Do you hear me double? What if I turn that down? Oh, it's not as loud anymore. What about this? What is this? Huh. What about this? Doesn't really do anything. I guess this is just... Yeah, this is just sounds volume. I think this is fine, right? There we go. Yeah, I think we'll just leave it at that for now. I'll do the mic settings. I'll do them in after this video. It's fine. It'll be fine.
video to watch the original series before this final episode. Trust me, it will be needed for some of the stuff we will talk about. We are back one last time to talk about the events of the Badab War. But this time, like it happened in the past with the missing Primarchs, I think I noticed something that everyone else missed. And I'm not talking about how both wikis still have the fucking wrong name for Euron even 8 months after I made the world aware of it in part 1. But in this case, I'm talking about the cause of Euron's madness. The real cause for it. Yes,
Oh?
thinking it went absolutely insane because of the imperial bureaucracy and the Inquisition's interference in the business of the Maelstrom warders is not wrong. And it is also funny at times. Just ask the Tau how easy understanding imperial bureaucracy is. But, in the hundreds of hours I spent researching and working on the
I must work on a listen. Sandlings help him with sound, but no sounding. I'm looking at you and they're gay. You sound okay? I'm glad.
Badab War, I noticed something weird, and that I 100% believe I am the first one to actually notice, and that some of our Discord
what is
members
it?
of our Discord already know of.
Why do they know of it, but I don't?
Because I usually discuss ideas for videos and my theories with the people of the Discord in public voice chats. You thought you were the only person I lore dump on? You're the one that can't escape. They are the ones that decide to suffer by their own volition.
Touché.
If you want to join us on Discord and be regularly lore dumped upon by a very autistic Italian man, you find the link to join us in the description. Now, coming to the subject at hand, while I was working on the Badab War, I started noticing what I would call weird writing. By weird writing, I mean that an awful lot of details, strange adjectives, and too much attention was being given to something that doesn't seem to even play a part in the story of the Badab War. And that something was always connected to Euron. If you watched the original series, and I hope you did because otherwise you won't understand anything of what I'm going to explain, you will notice that Euron changes throughout the story. At first, he was pretty much an hero, a marine almost without equal in intellect, tactics and combat prowess, capable of keeping control on the so feared and indomitable Maelstrom Zone. But over time, that went to his head. He became a megalomaniac. The general uncooperation of the imperial bureaucracy with the warders of the Maelstrom pushed Euron, in good or bad faith, it depends from which perspective you want to perceive it, to start breaking the rules of the Adeptus Astartes
See you
to
later,
maintain control
bye.
in the region. And if he could, conquer it once and for all and turn it in a new Ultramar. Which was a perspective closer to reality than you might think if the Imperium had cooperated. The Maelstrom Zone was and is extremely dangerous, but it is also extremely rich. The laws he broke behind closed curtains were pretty much all linked to the Codex Astartes. He created his own military force of humans in the Tyrant's Legion and flanked them to the Navy and the Space Marines of the Warders. Thing prohibited from the Horus Heresy because during the Great Crusade, that separation didn't exist. And it is one of the reasons the heresy was as devastating as it was. The Marines and their Primarchs had control over human forces and Imperial Navy forces, meaning they could wield entire fleets and armies undisturbed to move around and fight as they wanted, thing the Imperium now prohibits. And Euron did all the same. He also broke the rule that limits Space Marine chapters to 1000 Battle Brothers maximum each.
Exactly.
The estimate during the Badab War was that even after more than 1000
Did I
Astral
scare you?
Claws Space Marines
Yeah, I
had
bet I
died.
did. You coward.
Yes. I did think you're gone. Monkey shit ass bitch. Why is it not reading it out loud? Stream elements. Come on. Do the thing.
Did I
Do
jump
the
scare you?
thing.
Yeah, I bet I did. You coward.
Read it.
You thought him gone, didn't you,
There
bitch?
we
Cheer
go.
one.
Had to fucking replay it for it to be actually played. What the hell?
Euron still had an estimate 3,500 more to throw against the Imperium of Men. In the latter parts of the war, he also started experimenting with the gene seed on mutants and humans to enhance them. Started stealing gene seed from the deaths of other chapters on the battlefields, you get the gist, he went mad.
It was all in the name of not paying taxes. He should be made a saint.
But there is a single moment during the war that gave me an hunch. That Euron wasn't going mad only from paranoia and a sense of self-importance out of control. But that something else was at play. Something involving chaos. That moment will be discussed in a second, but first, it is time to reveal the subject of my theory. It is my opinion that Euron didn't fall to madness and then chaos randomly, but something pushed him. Something closer to him than you might think. an object many people wouldn't even give attention to most of the time. That object is a weapon Euron always had with himself from the moment he annexed the remnants of the Tiger Claws in his own chapter to hide them from the Inquisition, and reinforce the forces of the Maelstrom Warders that were spread thin.
Oh.
That object is Euron's Power Claw, also known as the Ghost Razors. This weapon is weird. And when I say weird, I mean extremely weird. But I will guide you in my reasoning step by step. Let's start by looking up its description in the Badab War.
Badab War continues. Indeed. By the way, I sent you a friend request on Discord. Alright. Don't take this personally, but I make it a habit to not just accept any of them. Like all of them, right? To me, it's more of a call thing and not a social media platform, if that makes sense. Send you an enemy request. I'll accept that one, you fucking bitch-ass motherfucker.
Cody says,
Depicted here is the infamous Claw of the Tyrant, more properly a weapon known as the Ghost Razors. A single lightning claw type weapon conforming roughly to Adeptus Astartes specifications, it is a heavily armored gauntlet housing a number of articulated power blades. The Ghost Razor's true mechanism and fabrication remained unknown even to the Tyrant himself. Fragmentary evidence recovered after the conflict marked this weapon as being in fact a relic gifted to Lufturon by the remnants of the Tiger Claws chapter in gratitude to their savior. And given the shadowed legends that surround that lost chapter, its provenance may have been indeed a dark one. In close combat, the Ghost Razors were an all but unmatched weapon. The unidentified phase frequency disruption fields imparted to their cutting edges proved able to slice through solid matter at a submolecular level, parting ceramite and adamantine plate effortlessly, and sundering energy fields and force barriers they encountered.
It is the first time in general that I have encountered such a description for a weapon. I mean, even Angeren's Lake of Tiberos were weird unknown weapons of unknown pattern and manufacture, but hardly to this level. But what attracted my attention is the part that explains that this Power Claw was a gift given to him by the Tiger Claws. If you do not know who the Tiger Claws are, I invite you to watch our video What Happens When Space Marines Oppose the Inquisition. But to give a swift recounting, the Tiger Claws forces that joined Euron reappeared in real space in 680 and 41 from a warp jump. This force of Tiger Claws was 100 Space Marines strong, but when they reappeared, they found out the Tiger Claws chapter was declared destroyed 1,400 years before. When this force sent Captain Vetala, that was the captain of this company of marines, to Terra to petition the High Lords for the rights and titles to rebuild the Tiger Claws, the captain disappeared without a trace, with fingers pointing at the Inquisition for his disappearance. As it was rumored that the Tiger Claws were considered tainted, and their destruction was not a coincidence or random event, but it is something the Inquisition had caused. And there is also another description given of the Ghost Razors, this time in the original Imperial Armor Volume 9, that is not present in the Warhammer Plus remake. So, Glad Games Workshop once again is making my job as a lore master more difficult than it has to be. This description can be found on the pages of the original manual dedicated specifically to Euron.
The Ghost Razors. This unique lightning claw was a long-cherished artifact of the Tiger Claws chapter and gifted to Euron as a mark of their gratitude. Its strange pale blades flicker with a ghostly light when activated, and the technology which powers the weapon is an utter mystery even to Valthex, the Astral Claws savant master of Tech Marines.
I do not know if you get how specific it is that it mentions Armenneus Valtex. Yes, they made a typo and called him Valtech, usual Games Workshop quality. Do you realize what Valtex is even capable of? Let's read the description of the original 9th volume of the Imperial Armor about him.
Armenneus Valthex, the Alchemancer, honored patriarch of the Forges of the Astral Claws. Armenneus Valthex was an individual of great importance to the Astral Claws during the Badab War, as Lufturon's chief armorer and most loyal servant. A man of singular intellect and driven curiosity, Valthex's skills as a crafter of poisons and chemical weaponry were as infamous as his abilities as a forgewright and techsmith were famed. It was he Lufturon turned to in order to expand his chapter's military might to keep pace with its increasing ranks. A true genius and polymath, Valthex was known to have been singled out for his technical brilliance even as a young recruit, and in his later career the Magus of the Adeptus Mechanicus consulted him on certain matters pertaining to the deeper mysteries of Astartes technology, of which he was widely regarded as one of the greatest living experts. During the Badab War, Valthex fought as a field commander and as a chief siege engineer, and it was believed that it was he that carried away his fallen lord's body into the Maelstrom after the apocalyptic final battle for the Palace of Thorns. As the Astral Claw Chief of Tech Marines, Balthex was also entrusted with a device known as the Indinabula Ray, a relic handed down the centuries as a symbol of his office. This ancient machine, believed to predate the chapter's founding, is a servo-mechanical system of maddening complexity and wide-ranging ability, which far supersedes that carried by normal tech marines in their duties. Valthex was not only able to master this mysterious device, but further added to it a powerful conversion beam projector of his own construction.
Just for a twist,
God damn, okay. Bro's OP also. Okay, fair. Hello, today is a strange day, so I want to rest for a little. Alright, you have a good rest. Hello? Safety tester. I remember when I sent my friend request, Mumir literally said, "Hi, any special reason for the ad?" And he completely forgot I was one that there was one who he called a bot when I first commented in his Twitch check. It's hate night in my face. Hello, guy. Hello. I remember. Maybe you're forgettable. Maybe that's why he ignores your chat so much. No. Thank God they didn't name him Voltec. Mercury, I'll go and have something to eat. Bye, everyone. Goodbye, Mercury. You have fun eating.
description, a conversion beam projector is an astoundingly powerful and rare piece of technology, to the point that during the Great Crusade and Horus Heresy, only the First Legion, the Dark Angels, had a great number of these weapons, and it is renowned that maintaining them is an extreme problem, as they require advanced technology the Imperium no longer possesses, and an understanding of that technology without rivals. And Armenneus Valtex was capable of building one by himself. This guy was the equivalent of the Albert Einstein of Tech Marines, and yet, even he doesn't understand what is going on with these clothes. From there, my theory was born, and it was reinforced from the events that we covered in Badab War Part 3. This Power Claw is not only a power weapon, but it is in fact a Chaos weapon.
A Chaos weapon? Why would an Imperial Space Marine use a Chaos weapon?
It was probably a trophy taken by somebody important of the Tiger Claws long ago, and it isn't even the first example of Loyalist Marines using repurposed Chaos weapons as their personal weapons. For example, the axe Morkai of Logan Grimnar, chapter master of the Space Wolves, is a power axe taken from a Chaos champion Logan defeated, later reforged into the image of Morkai, the guardian wolf at the gates of death. The original axe was forged by Khorne, and it was later used during the Siege on Ferris by Grimnar against Magnus, as it was the only weapon capable of wounding Demon Primarch Magnus.
The Blood God must have laughed his ass off on that one.
And it is not even the only example. The Power Fist incorporated with bolters that Marneus Calgar, the chapter master of the Ultramarines, uses, called the Gauntlets of Ultramar, are reclaimed weapons from a fallen Chaos champion. It is made a point that nobody was able to open them up to study their inner workings, and that they are worn and used only by Marneus Calgar himself.
Why the fuck are chapter masters of the Imperium of Men going around with Chaos weapons?
I swear!
It is weird, as the ones of Calgar are
So I wasn't stupid for asking, what are those? Back in my playthrough, what the fuck?
not even reforged at all, just reclaimed. The point is that it is not the first time somebody of high rank in the Imperium of Man would end up using reclaimed relic Chaos weapons as their own weapons. These are
hold on. I'll wait for my review, and by the way, I want to ask you a question. Ask away! For sure. You may ask.
Not have much value. But consider this. This Power Claw was gifted to Euron by the Tiger Claws, a chapter rumored to have been destroyed because tainted by Chaos, and gifted to him by a company of Marines that was lost in the warp for over a millennium. What if they were truly tainted? Or what if during the travel in the warp, a demon possessed the Power Claw? Now, my first theory was that a demon of Slanesh had possessed the Power Claw, and started inflating Euron's ego until he went fully mad. But as we have learned from the Lyre Blade of Fulgrim, the demons of Slanesh don't really play the long game. So, only one other god left. This Power Claw was possessed by a demon of Zinch. This might look like I'm grasping at straws, but listen to me for a second, it will all make sense. The Tiger Claws reappeared in 680 and 41. After Captain Vetala disappeared, they reached Euron and the Astral Claws. We can assume this happened either in the same year, or at maximum a few years later. And
Yeah.
after Euron
Yeah, that
accepted
makes
to hide
sense.
them between the ranks of the Astral Claws, they gifted him the Ghost Razors, a reclaimed Chaos weapon now possessed by a Demon of Zinch. The Demon of Zinch, by this time, started maybe showing visions to Euron, helping him with the reconquest of the Maelstrom Zone not only in combat, but also maybe with strategies and tactics. Maybe in the worst case scenario, it was also whispering to Euron, telling him that he was the only one capable of conquering the Maelstrom, that he was one of the greatest space marines to ever grace the Imperium of Man, that he was a general without rival and a warrior without equals, and maybe even that the rules of the Imperium weren't worth following if the Imperium refused to help the warders in
Hold
their
on.
task.
As you might remember, I sent you Horizon Hunters Gathering video. Earlier than everyone else react to it, you would have had exclusive. But you missed it! Damn. Question is following. Alright. Oh.
And that Euron could be the sole ruler of a new Ultramar.
But why wasn't this chaos corruption in the weapon sensed by the librarians of the warders? Shouldn't they be able to sense chaos energies coming from a relic?
You are indeed correct, Pio, but let me ask you this. Where does the story of the Badab War take place?
In the Maelstrom Zone?
What is the Maelstrom Zone?
A small part of space stable enough in the Maelstrom warp storm to inhabit.
And what does a warp storm do?
It spreads around warp and chaos energies.
Oh.
Okay, now I see where you're going.
Removing how insidious Demon of Zinch are in general, to the point of being almost undetectable until it is too late most of the time, the Razors were first in the battle barge of the Tiger Claws, that was lost for 1,400 years in the warp. And then, when they reached Euron, they were right next to a warp storm that was spreading its baleful energies everywhere in the surroundings. It is not so far-fetched to believe that the demon hid his energies as much as possible, to the point that the librarians of all chapters of the zone were unable to distinguish a chaos-possessed weapons from the energies of the warp storm itself. The librarians must have been so used to sensing the energies of the warp that they simply didn't notice that a different kind of energy was coming from the Power Claw. This would also explain why Armenneus Valtex, a monster when it came to technology, was unable to understand how this Power Claw worked, because it was using chaos energies, not Imperial technology. The influence of the Power Claw, and by definition the Demon of Zinch inside of it, grew, to the point it started alimenting the paranoia inside of Euron. Euron, if you have followed my videos very carefully, is a control freak. He must have everything always under his control and under the command of the people he trusts. To the point that the only reason the Imperium was able to penetrate the Ring of Steel of Badab was that Euron gave full command of the primary node of control of the ring to Captain Corian Sumatris, one of the few subordinates by that point he truly trusted. Euron started losing his mind when he started losing on the battlefields against the loyalist Space Marine contingent sent to stop him and his war of conquest against the Cartans. If you take control from a control freak like Euron, it will very fast descend into paranoia and madness, especially if pushed by a demon of the Changer of Ways. But there is an exact point in the story where I think Euron gave himself fully to the Demon of Zinch, and started being empowered by chaos energies.
And where is this exact point?
That point is the Red Hour of the Badab War, the events that led the Executioner's chapter, by that point the last chapter Euron could rely on for support, to betray him and the Astral Claws and turn from allies to enemies. I suspect it is there that Euron gave in to Chaos influence and started being empowered by Zinch and the demon in his weapon. And do you know why?
Do I have to ask?
Yes.
No, I would have told you all the same.
Oh.
Because that is the event that precedes the invasion of the Piraeus system and the Battle of Chrysia Secundus. And it's the moment that showed me that something was very wrong by that point with both Euron and his Power Claw. And that point, to be specific, is the duel between Luft Euron and Karab Kuln. Little trivia, the artwork you're seeing right now was made specifically for this channel by George Erla Balayan, and it was made under my directives to be as lore accurate as possible. You can find its first reveal in our video of Badab War Part 3, which you will notice was published before George published the artwork on his...
I was told this when I reacted to it by Pontius. I had insider lore!
profiles. This duel was what told me that something was going on between the lines of the story. But let's study the events of it step by step. If you want full context, again, watch the Badab War series we made. The Battle of Chrysia Secundus was pretty much an ambush by Euron and his Astral Claws on Loyalist forces to try to stop the reconquest of the Maelstrom Zone by cutting off the head of the Hydra.
Would you be interested in my review of that of that piece of slop, since it will be on PS5, obviously free to play, and need content. So shall I suffer? You can watch that video and answer me after that. You know what? Yeah, sure. Actually. But today is already packed. Like, holy shit. But yeah, I'd be interested. I mean, we'll first watch the other review of I forgot the game. High Guard? Yeah, High Guard. We'll watch that one first though. But Dad, you promised to take us to the zoo! You are the zoo, monkey.
In the current commander of all loyalist forces, Karab Kuln. But something was wrong from the moment Lufthuron took to the field.
Lufthuron, tyrant of Badab and master of the Austroclaws, struck the Exorcist line like a thunderbolt, smashing aside space marines as if they were pieces on a gaming board, burning and hacking his way through the crimson armored Exorcists with wild, almost insane abandon.
Now, this might not seem like much, but remember, Euron by this point is believed to be just a space marine. Yes, a very capable one at that, but struck at the Exorcist line like a thunderbolt? Really? Lufthuron, before falling to chaos, wore an Artificer Terminator armor, modified by Armenneos Valtex. Yes, but keep in mind that Space Marines can't easily move fast in Terminator armors. Hell, the only example that comes to mind when you think of a Space Marine in Terminator armor sprinting is Logan Grimnar during the Months of Shame. And that was pure hatred and anger that pushed him to sprint in Terminator armor. How is Euron sprinting in Terminator armor? And even then, smashing aside Space Marines as if they were pieces on a gaming board, burning and hacking his way through the Crimson Armor Exorcist with wild, almost insane abandon. Now, Euron should be a master tactician,
it does make
and we
sense.
have seen it before when we covered the events leading up to the war. Why is he charging headfirst like a corn berserker into battle and with no care for his own survival? It's almost as if he knows he's being empowered by something that won't let him die here. But let's move forward. You will see it makes more sense as we go.
As the battle raged on at the foot of the many-tiered tower stack, in a whirlwind confusion of blood and metal, the two masters of war at last found each other, and Karab Kun and Lufthuron matched their skills in personal combat. This was no organized and formal duel as might be told of in chronicles and legends, but a savage free-for-all amid a mass combat, with a press of armored bodies about them, and the air riven with bolt shells and plasma blast. The tyrant came on in fury, bellowing his hatred and cursing the Golden Throne bitterly, while Khan fought in grim silence, every ounce of his formidable skill needed to wield his relic blade to counter the frenzy of blows rained on him by the tyrant's ghostly claw. Only this ancient heirloom of his chapter, the Blade of the Scorpion, seemed proof against his enemy's blows, and within moments of Lufthuron's onslaught, Karab Khan had seen his Stormbolter shredded like paper, his iron halo flicker and fail, and his Terminator armor gouged and slashed in a dozen places.
Here things get weird. Not only is Euron pretty much described as being like a tornado of blades with how fast he's fighting, specifically with his power claw, but we have explained that the Stormbolter of Kuln was shredded like paper in moments, and his Terminator armor was gouged and slashed in a dozen places. Which is not weird, because it is just a Stormbolter and some armor plating. That his Iron Halo flickered and failed in seconds, this is a bit weirder. Yes, power weapons are powerful, but this seems a bit too much even for them. But especially that only the Blade of the Scorpion seemed capable of stopping the ghostly blades of the power claw of Euron. What is the Blade of the Scorpion exactly?
Long the chosen weapon of the Lord Commander of the Red Scorpions, the Blade of the Scorpion is a powerful relic of war. A perfectly balanced greatsword of microfolded adamantine, etched at a molecular level with liturgies of harm and destruction. The blade can cleave through even ceramite plate unassisted, when wielded with a space marine's superhuman strength. But it is the Blade of the Scorpion's disruption field generator, far more powerful than that found on a standard power weapon, that gives it its devastating strength. In skilled hands such as Khan's, the sword can bisect even an enemy Terminator in a single blow, or shatter granite without so much as marring the blade.
God damn, okay. Okay, we'll put it in my plan. Trust me, I have a lot of material because guess what? I'm Sony fan and I have something to say to Herman Hulst because good sees I'm not satisfied with Sony today. Yep. No, I agree.
Okay, so it is a more advanced power blade than normal, and a relic of the Red Scorpion's chapter. But in being a relic, it means it is most probably blessed and revered by the chapter and its members. To the point it could be equated from what we know to a Grey Knight or Demon Hunter's weapon. So it makes sense that it can at least contrast and stop the strange claws and the energies they emit. Let's read more.
The wounds caused by the eerie lightning claw the tyrant used were flowing freely with blood in defiance of his Astartes' augmented metabolism.
Now here we get to the thing that gave me my hunch that this claw is weird. Yes, we have read his description, and it said that these claws can cut matter on a submolecular level. But if you have seen my video covering what Space Marines are, you know that small wounds like the ones Kuln was suffering at that point should have closed themselves in seconds, no matter the level of cut. That is what Space Marines biology is capable of. The only minor wounds that don't heal themselves in Marines are those infected by chaos-imbued weapons. We can use as an example Robute Gilliman, wounded by Demon Primarch Fulgrim with a chaos-imbued weapon, and pretty much unable for 10,000 years to regenerate the damage, to the point he had to be put into stasis because the weapon had unleashed on him a chaos poison that Robute couldn't contrast. And keep in mind that it is referring to the Lightning Claw as eerie of all adjectives. But let's continue.
The tyrant of Badab, further maddened, howling inarticulately with rage, charged again at the Red Scorpion, who, expecting the frenzied attack, deftly turned aside, allowing the tyrant's momentum to take his terminated Ahmad bulk past. Lashing out with the blade of the Scorpion, he slashed deeply into the tyrant's side, parting his foe's armor in a welter of blood. Such a blow should have felled even the mightiest Space Marine, but it did not slay the tyrant of Badab. Lufthuron wheeled around, his claw arcing down, the ghostly blades punching effortlessly through Karab's Khan's breastplate and spearing into his chest, piercing flesh and bone alike. With monumental effort of will, Karab Khan fought through his agony and hurled himself backwards onto the bloody ground before the tyrant could close his clawed fingers and rip out the Red Scorpion's heart. Snarling in pain, Khan slid down a slope of rubble and armored bodies before the looming tyrant, whose bitter laughter echoed above him.
Believe me now when I say he's being empowered by chaos powers.
Oh yeah,
Kuhn
absolutely.
comments that such a blow should have felled even the mightiest Space Marine, but it did not slay the Tyrant of Badab. And not only that, Euron turned around and stabbed Kuln with the blades almost as if it was nothing, causing so much pain that Kuln was, and I quote, fighting through his agony just to move. While Euron, with a wound that should have at least debilitated him, was laughing loudly over Kuln as he fell down. I can understand that maybe Kuln, a chapter master and experienced veteran marine, could have underestimated the madness Euron had befallen on, but that he doesn't even blink to damage that in his opinion should have killed him? This is extremely strange. Can you see why I think this power claw is possessed and the demon inside is empowering Euron? Now, chaos weapons are a bit of a mixed bag. It seems that they can empower the wielders with all kinds of strange and random stuff depending on the writer, but I went and researched them all the same. This claws wouldn't be the first kind of chaos weapon that empowers the creature that wields it. For example, we have the Dark Blade, a weapon that by lore is jet black and is seemingly made of solid shadows, which also consumes the souls of its victims with insatiable hunger, but especially fuels its bearer with the strength to feed it. Still not convinced? The Berserker Glaives are long-handled sword and axes possessed by bloodletters. If wielded by anyone, they imbue the bearer with psychotic strength and fury, to the point that these weapons, by the sheer psychotic rage they cause, grant the bearers with great strength and resilience. Maybe to the point of being able to sprint in Terminator armor, and even survive a wound that should at least send you down in pain. So yes, until now the Chaos Weapon theory, at least in my opinion, lines up. But we are not done. Let's move to the final time Euron fights in the Badab War. Let's examine for a second what happened to him because of these power claws.
At the height of this desperate last battle at the palace, Lufturon was mortally wounded by the dying Star Phantom's captain Zrukal Androcles. Records recovered after the clash from the autosense logs of the Star Phantoms indicate a brutal melee erupting between Androcles' forces and the Tyrant's personal guard, to their near mutual destruction in one of the palace's deep sublevels, and it is likely Huron's party were attempting to flee to a concealed escape craft via the subsurface. Captain Androcles was struck down by the Tyrant in the confrontation, who in his arrogance strode over the fallen hero, believing him dead. As his life bled from him, the grimly determined Star Phantom's captain succeeded in discharging his combi melt at the glooming figure of Lufturon at point-blank range. The Melta struck the arcane lightning claw the Tyrant habitually wore, which catastrophically exploded, unleashing a baleful pulse of energy. This blast incinerated the Tyrant's arm and much of his right side, and the remnants of his burning armor collapsing to the ground was the last image recorded by the fallen captain's autosenses.
So, let me get this straight. It is canonical lore, in spite of what other lore YouTubers have spouted in the past, that the Melta Blast shot by Androcles didn't hit Euron, but his own strange Power Claw. The author specifically uses the term arcane when referring to the Power Claw, specifies that it is indeed the Power Claw Euron habitually wore, in case there was any doubt that he was wearing a chaos weapon constantly on himself, and this Power Claw, that until that point seemed indestructible, catastrophically exploded and unleashed a, and I quote, baleful pulse of energy. And this baleful pulse of energy incinerated the Tyrant's arm and much of his right side. Now,
Correct.
I hope you see by yourself how fucking weird of a chain of events this is. First of all,
Yeah.
the use of the term baleful makes me think this Power Claw was unleashing chaos energy when it exploded. All the while, am I the only one that never heard of a power weapon exploding? I mean, I know plasma weapons can explode, but power weapons by themselves should have no way to do so, let alone with enough energy to
Fair.
incinerate the arm of a Terminator armor, and much of the right side of the body of Euron through that same Terminator armor. You can see why this theory exists now. Too many inexplicable events connected to a weapon that is mentioned in weird ways too many times. Do you want to know how many times the rest of the equipment of Euron is mentioned? Once or twice maximum. This Power Claw has at least 5 mentions in the entire codexes, and every time strange adjectives are used to describe it in every way. So, yeah, this is my theory, and it also connects to where Euron ended up. In a coma, at the end of his life, striking a deal with the Chaos Gods, an exceptional space marine brought to the edge of madness and becoming a weapon for the Chaos Gods by a demon residing in a weird weapon that pushed
God.
him to change his ways.
But why Euron?
Because he was an exceptional individual, a great commander, a very powerful warrior, and one with no fear of breaking rules if it meant achieving greatness. His pride and ego were his downfall, used against him by a demon playing the long game to destroy everything Euron believed or stood for. Do you know which events this downfall mirrors? The events that led to the corruption and fall to chaos of War Master Horus Lupercal. So, that was my theory. There is many weird mentions of this Power Claw, and even his origins are weird. So, it is my theory that it was all Zinch doing to make a very exceptional space marine, with more power
damn
than
it.
normal as the commander of the Maelstrom Warders, fall to chaos and become a weapon of the Chaos Gods against the Imperium of Men, like it happened to Horus.
So, the Badab War is over. What do we do now? I suggest ice cream.
I had something else in mind.
Uh-oh.
Pio, are you aware of the greatest human Imperial commander to ever exist? And his legendary crusade that conquered 1,000 planets?
Chaplain Helmet was right. You really should touch grass.
Don't mention Chaplain Helmet. Nobody cares about his opinion. Well, this theory was long in the making. I started thinking about it while working on Badab War Part 3, but by the end of
This
Part
what?
4 I was so tired I needed a pause before touching the Badab War again. You could say I was Bada burned out. Huh? Huh? Get it?
Pia just being tired. Oh, look, it's right here. Anyway, yeah, you know, the Pontius, you know, very, very good. Honestly, very, very feasible theory. Very, very logical, too. Pasta eaten, hand gesture done. Bio abused. Oh yeah, it's time for a Pontius video. Holy. Pio. Forget about Magnus. Huron did nothing wrong. Yeah, no. This was Pontius. Check him out. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye. 20 minutes in and out. The bottom war videos never go as pro. Oh, God. This was half an hour? How? It didn't feel like half an hour. It's that easy. Tabs be multiplying real fucking quick. Anyway, plus if I continue to move that way, this video will include minor animation. Hopefully. Oh. The pieces are coming together. Mind you, Logan Grimoire's ex, the ex of Morkai, has a demon in the bitch. Logan Grimnar is also one of the few Space Marines around able to also sprint in Terminator armor. Yep. Sorpedente video. I'ma take a nap. Have a good nap, Iron. But yeah. Yeah. Alright. What is this? That is fine. Alright. I guess we go in order. So the next video we'd be watching is the High Guard video, the Mad Chemist. Alright! We have Mad Chemist here with his High Guard quick review. An ode of another failed game. So yeah, let's go.
Hi
Oh.
everyone, Mad Chemist Online. As you may notice, I work in a lot of my channel lately, doing models, buying equipment, all of that stuff. Most importantly, I work on my long-time dream, becoming a video game reviewer. I always like the idea of not just playing games, but summarizing and giving information about them, in objective yet entertaining way. There's also lies a problem. Sometimes topic is too complex to make a video in a short time, so you need to compromise by either shortening things out, leaving a lot of things in the game unnoticed, or spending more time to create better material and increase the runtime. All that speech was here to announce an unfortunate fact of my reality. Black Ops 3 review is in development hell. Yes, it was that complex. So I decided to give myself a shake-up and write a quick review over a game that needed because it may not exist in the future. And it looks like I found a perfect candidate for that specific purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, enter High Guard.
Work on mastering these tips and you will become a true warden of High Guard.
But before we jump into the game, let's talk a little bit about developers. It's very important, because devs is the key factor why this game was presented the way it was. At the end of the Game Awards. What? You thought this review will not include the development history and overcomplicated discussion about games because I tried to do it fast?
Yeah, I hate that it was at the end of the Game Awards, because it's like a hit in the nuts. Because that's where the good, like, the like, potentially Game of the Year kind of stuff is, right? And it's just completely and utterly disappointing.
No, my dear viewer. I tried to write that review in record time for me. You will enjoy my voice and narration as long as I make it be. So let's talk about the devs, the mysterious company behind High Guard, Wildlight Entertainment. Wildlight Entertainment is the group of devs who worked at many games at EA and Activision. As soon as I started to dig, I found literal walls of accreditation in well-known games like Call of Duty 4, Apex Legends, Titanfall 1 and 2, and many, many more. These are not some old games. These are literal shooter classic. So, looking at the first side there, no doubt that this game can't do anything wrong. That's what I wanted to say, but did you notice something strange here? Like how there's literally no famous industry name to back it up? I look at this guy at the leadership and I ask, who the hell are they and what are they doing in all of that games? Thanks to that, I figured
I'm sorry, but hold on. Hold on. Isn't this just the weapon from like the Paladin? Isn't this just a weapon from Apex Legends called the Star something? The energy weapon with like no magazine? It looks a little bit similar. Thanks, Bucky. Was about to say that. Thanks for I'll stop reporting the stream now. Better call me if others do. Sure. Nuh-uh, Med Chemist. You can't tell me what to do. Paladin is an infinite warfare looking weapon. Fair.
that the CEO
But this one also. This one also like looks like one of the weapons in Apex Legends. I can't fault anything else though.
who the hell are they and what are they doing in all of that games? Thanks to that, I figured out that the CEO was the head of publishing Guitar Hero franchise and also did the marketing for the first Call of Duty games. Whatever. Money guy in the money guy position is nothing new. What
Yep.
about this stuff that actually work on the game? Like a game director. And the game director is a level designer from old Call of Duty games. I swear to you. I looked at some credit list of these people and the best I can say to you is that they're good specialists. And that's about all. The creative director is the lead game designer for Apex Legends, art director worked on the environment in God of War 3, and everyone I just mentioned worked on Titanfall series in some capacity. It's like a Titanfall old guard decided to create a studio just to go back to the good old times. As much as I want to dunk on them, there is literally nothing bad to say. The people that I checked have a pretty high creative position in the creation of Titanfall. Series that a lot of people likes. Looking from that perspective, a team who worked on many shooters before that have a lengthy experience in that field and even created Apex Legends probably will create something new, fresh, and even memorable. Because how they say to the interview
Well,
to
damn,
the
you were
gaming
wrong.
business.
I created this passion project.
So let's see what passion
That was so dry. What?
interview to the gaming business.
I created this passion project.
So let's see what passion project is all about. Let's talk about gameplay. The game welcomes me with license agreement, and after that, a loading that goes on and on and on. I tried on another account and it's stuck in menu. I tried on this account and the game is crashed.
Great,
But on
this
the
passion
third try,
yeah,
the game
exactly.
is open to me. I can say the game is open its secrets.
Oh wait, okay, it was fast. It was really fast. Now what the hell is this? What the hell is this? What? Wait.
Huh?
I'm moving, guys.
What? The fuck?
Oh my
Ah,
God.
yes.
What the
Ah,
hell?
yes.
Yeah, I get into the extra location that is used in menus and extra stuff, and I walk there freely. Just look at this.
It's like 3D birds. Yeah, it's 3D birds. But they're like silhouettes. They're like bird silhouettes. Oh my God.
Hi, guard.
This is so broken. I'm pretty sure it's not. It's a background image. Oh wait, 3D model the airship.
Oh wow.
Honestly, it looks okay. Looks okay. I'm free freaking camera right now. I can go through walls. Can I go through walls? No, I cannot. I at least I have a collision. At least I have a collision. Oh what? Oh yeah, I get it. I get it. The smoke effect because I'm kind of right in the airship. Oh my God. Oh my flipping God. What the?
And after that excursion into the external location, I finally accessed the main menu. Unfortunately for
Oh
me,
my
the menu
God.
is not working at all.
How the hell? I'm not a party leader. I'm the only one here. Oh my. Store is currently unavailable. Great. Amazing.
The
Apparently I cannot
stream
access
called, "Is she
Steam.
high on my guard?"
Missing string. Missing string. Who the hell coded this game? Okay, so I have quests, which is literally quest title, missing string, quest
Game of the
completed 0
year?
to 1,
Probably.
and a lot of missing strings. Alright. What else I have here? Training post. The new stock will be in 88 hours, 88 minutes, 88 seconds, and apparently it's not going. Good quality of the game overall.
But
All its challenges. They will be running at
88
0
seconds,
seconds.
by the way.
0 seconds. Ranked. I don't think this game will have ranked after an experience like that I experienced on the war chest. Okay, so
get great coding overall.
Wait! The 3D space I tried is this. It was this thing, yeah, the airship, the smoke, all of that. It was this space.
I don't know human coded this game. I don't think.
This liminal
Yeah.
space. Oh my freaking. Yeah, here it is.
Oh my God.
The smoke wall, everything. I figure it out. I figure it out. It was this thing. Fix the freaking game. Fix the freaking game. I cannot do anything. I cannot do shit.
That's my best result in trying to play high guard. I tried 7 times that day. 7 goddamn times. Any normal players would have stopped at 1. 1 or 2. Maximum 3. But I'm not a normal player. So I tried to access this game the next day. 3rd day since the game released. That day, the luck was finally on my side, and I actually accessed the menu and all of the feature it gives us. So, let's talk about meta progression. We have Trading Post, a place where we exchange silver for random loot, a quest tab where we can complete missions for special rewards, which is time missions, they're just updates each season. Apparently, I don't know. Challenges, daily tasks that we can do for silver, and battle chest, a battle pass which will be with you forever, and you can complete it by playing the game, which is pretty good actually. You don't need to think about it too much. So I walked through menu and launched the tutorial, waited for a bit, and then...
Motherfuckers brought to hero shooter epic cold crash. Game crash? You played this on PlayStation, didn't you? How the fuck is it struggling?
The game clearly doesn't want me to review it. But even then, I didn't stop. And I tried and tried again for... how long? For 19 minutes. I counted. Why the hell this game is so raw on release? But whatever, tutorial is here and it's gonna teach me how to play the game. Let's play and listen.
Here we are. Welcome to Headwolf. Let's get your warden training started.
So after basics
Wait,
and
that
movement,
is, I'm sorry, that is not Titanfall level movement.
Let's get your warden training started.
What is this Black Ops 2 movement, bro? And not that Black Ops 2 had bad movement or anything. Right? Black Ops 2 is just, what, 20 years old now? Right? Black Ops 2 was a great game! I loved it! But how is this high guard hero shooter this bad at movement? Black Ops 2 was a realistic, well, to most extent, realistic military shooter. Of course, you are chunky with equipment and mines and grenades and shit. Yeah, you can't just move about like that. You're not superhuman like with Titanfall. But brother, what is this? These guys literally have superpowers. How is this so bad? It looks chunky as fuck. More like tit and flail.
So after basics in movement, we meet Flynn, and after basics...
Alright, hold on. I love that you shot him in the face. I love that you shot him in the fucking face.
So after basics in movement, we meet Flynn, and after basics in shooting, we go into the specifics of this game. We arrive at the mining facility, and we need to mine gems on which we can buy in-game items like weapons, armor, special ammo, and upgrades. Saddle, helmet, and medallion, giving us mount health and speed, headshot damage reduction, and perk. There are a variety of them, and I will not collect all information about them for reasons that will be said later. And talk about destructible walls. Basics, that is just wood, and fortified, which needs enough explosives to break them. We'll learn our heroes' abilities and go into the map for the final part, where we collect loot, mine a little bit, and learn the rule that every time we die, the armor that's equipped on us will break. That's why we need several of them. So anyway, we pick Shield Breaker, go into the enemy's base, destroy Generator A and B, and tutorial is over.
Alright. How the fuck did they fuck up this badly when they had a solid foundation going? It's fucking Roblox game. Because nobody at the company works on Black Ops 2. Damn. No, serious. This seems like a great foundation. Roblox vibes. No, seriously. This seemed to have a great foundation. How the fuck did they fuck up this badly and make it a 3v3? Foundation is a problem, actually. I mean, foundation in terms of concept. The concept is good. But the maps, the way I saw it, are too big for a 3v3, and generally the gameplay is too slow.
There are also a video that gives us more information about how to play this game, but we will come back to it later. For now, the tutorial is finished and we are ready to finally play our first game.
Yay.
Ah.
Fuck!
Why am I not surprised at this point? Once again, I decided to not give up. I tried for 15 to 20 minutes, and because of time constraints and being so done with this game, I made a decision to stop playing this game and instead find high guard footages on YouTube that I will use instead. And what kind of opinion you can build based on my experience? The trash! It's the game! It sucks! Playing the shit! Matt from the future speaking. While looking for footages, I also encountered a problem. There are second to none clear footages of this game. It's either a stream or an opinion on a game. The only gameplay footages I found is 26-minute gameplay, and most of that gameplay is a walkthrough of the tutorial, so that leaves me with a simple number of 1 game of High Guard to use. You can't do anything right, do you? So I go back on my promise, and the moment I feel that the viewers are gonna kill me in the comments for abusing this same match over and over again, I will replace it with the footages of Dynasty Warriors 9 Empire's demo version. Yes, that thing exists, and yes, you can play it for free. Needless to say, this is more entertaining than my High Guard experience.
Wait,
Anyway,
that
back
actually
to the
look
review.
kind of cool.
So yeah, I don't play the game, which made me automatically eliminated from talking about it. But I will neglect that criticism for
No,
two
no, no, no,
reasons.
no, 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 no. It doesn't neglect you because you tried. You tried. And you did play the tutorial. And honestly, you can review the game on how fucking, you know, it failed. This looks like nothing new. I've been gaming since the 90s. I don't know why this reminds me of Albion Online a little.
One, I did anything in my power to play the game and I couldn't because of the reason out of my control. Two, Highguard is a declining game and its fate has been sealed in a day 2 after release. And the main reason for me to do that review was the question: why this game cannot hold to its audience on the release? And
honestly, after I heard that, like, what was it, 50%? 50% of the player base was gone after, like, an hour or two? I was like, oh yeah, that shit's gonna fucking die. And the developers, when confronting the numbers, oh yeah, we don't care that there's only 100 players. If there's 100 players, we're happy to make those 100 players happy. And I'm like, that's stupid. More than 50%, actually. More than 50! Woo! Reminds me of shit from a dog's ass. Yep.
no, the answer, the game is just bad, is too simple for a video game reviewer. Somebody should
75
hold
or so.
high
God
standards for
damn.
this craft, and tonight I will be that man. So let's try to answer that question. Why Highguard is bad from a gameplay perspective. So let's talk about that video. It shows the complete cycle of the game, which consists of 4 phases: defensive, gear up, intercept, and raid. Let's talk about each of them. Defense phase is team reinforcing their walls to protect generators, and the anchor stone. We'll talk about them later. And choose their preferred weapons. This phase will never repeat again. Next is the gear up phase, on which players gather in loot and resources and prepare for an intercept phase, which is basically capture the flag, but you need to move to the enemy's base instead. If the time of this phase runs out, respawns will be locked, and if that time runs out, raid will begin on the nearest base, marking the beginning of the raid phase. That is basically rush from battlefield, but with possibility of winning the match outright by destroying the anchor stone instead of 2 generators. If no generators were destroyed, attacker base get damaged, and the cycle repeats again until the health of one base hits 0. I understand that you may think that this is not important information and it have nothing to do about game's problems, but trust me, that cycle in and of itself is a problem. Most of the game's based around decision making. What strategy should I use? Where should I go? On what should I focus my attention? And so on and so forth. That cycle removes that out of the equation. What kind of walls should I fortify? Walls that defends the generator. What should I do on the gear up? Mine or loot? The only real question that actually requires strategical thinking, but even that is limited, because all that trader sells you can easily find in chests, and the resource you need to refill your armor just in case you were killed. You cannot overtouch your enemies by focusing on mining and gathering better equipment than your opponents, because the loot escaped, and the more rarer equipment will spawn later in the cycles. So if your opponents or teammates are not looking at endless birds in the sky, you will always be equal no matter what. Intercepts? That just a free player shootout, the winner of which get a shield breaker and try to plant it, while the defending team tries to stop them, and if they succeed, there will be a turnover, and this cycle repeats.
Again, the maps already look way too big for what this game is. I don't think there was a single actual gamer in those developers that tested the game before release. They might have said, oh yeah, we tested it, it's fine. But I don't think there was an actual player anywhere near this game before release. I'd say this was like the crime boss fumble, but Highguard had no opportunity to even gather a community. Yeah, no, I mean, they had a bigger opportunity, actually. Highguard actually had a bigger opportunity because they started out with 100,000 players or something, didn't they? And then the drop happened. So I'd say they actually had a better opportunity than Crime Boss. I mean, Crime Boss was kept alive by a single streamer. uh, if I was a dev, I'd just give up on that career path. Damn. Game arc with no point. Wonderful. There are like free zones on which have airdrop, but why? They should have just made a gacha game and got money from some losers. They didn't do an alpha or beta. I don't think so, no. Not even like... I'm not sure, but I don't think so. You're right, Highguard didn't even add that. I'm saying that Highguard had a stronger opportunity than Crime Boss. Crime Boss's big opportunity was a single streamer that was of mid-size. I'm not saying that Kirsche is small in size or anything. But look at her subscriber count. She's by no means a high-tier streamer. She's in the top 0.1%, no questions asked. But, you know. No, they shadow dropped it out of nowhere. Yeah, see? Absolute stupid. You can save Highguard. No! Fuck that shit! I ain't touching this! Matt Kim has suffered through this so I can see it, bro!
If it takes too much time, they will lock respawns to ensure that one team will start the raid phase. And raid is basically rush, battlefield, bad company style. Blow up 2 generators and you win. Blow up anchor stone and you also win. If you
Bro,
blow
why
up
are
1
you so
generator
fucking
and
slow?
win an intercept next round, you win too. And if you were unsuccessful in your tries to destroy the generator, the damage will equals out, and that will be a draw again. But the winner will always decide by active action. Generator destroy.
They didn't have a streamer that could at least attempt to prevent it from going full collapse. Sorry, lack of sleep is making me a bit less coherent in writing. I mean, that's also not really true. The only reason why, Crime Boss had a chance was because Kirsche specifically liked it. But... no, I'm not playing. But Highguard had multiple big streamers playing it at the same time. We're talking that one fat guy. I'm not saying this as an insult. I don't know his name. This one fat guy that plays hero shooters specifically, like Marvel Rivals and Overwatch, a lot. He's very into mid-maxing it. Yeah, I saw a clip where he's playing it and his teammate was like, I've been playing this for 30 minutes, I'm quitting, bye. Fleek dropped a new video about Highguard. Goddamn, look, even Fleek! That's news to my ass. No, seriously, this game had all the necessary steps in terms of players, exposure, and everything to be big. Where it failed was the actual game. Which, you know, any other game is begging for. You know, to be judged as a game by many people at the same time. Thought Cyberpunk had a bad release and I was there on day one. I'm not suffered. The game isn't allow me to suffer. It seems like everyone just jumped ship immediately. Yeah. Highguard have Game Awards announcements, so yeah, it have bigger opportunity than Crime Boss any day of the week. Yep. But to be fair, in terms of bad decision making, I think Crime Boss actually takes the cake here, because they had a whole community willing to give them money just because they slapped Kirsche's name on the game. They had a whole community and maybe even friends of Kirsche, and in turn, their community come join the game. Maybe. I mean, look, even Mari underscore Yen played Crime Boss at some point in time. I watched that stream. I did. It was fun. So, I think the bigger fumble is Crime Boss, but this game destroyed itself way harder in terms of speed. Decision making, Crime Boss. How hard something crashed? Probably this thing. It also stank of industry plant. So yeah, that's true. That's true. Marketing is helpful, but marketing can't save dog shit. It's not even a polished turd. Some say, yeah, it's a polished turd, but it's still a turd. This is just dog shit you find on the side of the road that someone was too lazy to pick up. Cyberpunk was too big to fail. They just decided to recover it and not drop. If they dropped it, it would have failed. In my opinion. They didn't just cut open the golden goose, they executed it with a 12 gauge! There's not even edible meat anymore! I was able to play it and had a good time. I don't know how, but I barely experienced any bugs on my first playthrough. Oh. Yeah, you see the New Horizon game? I have not seen it yet. But isn't it like a copyright steal thing where they just basically apologized for it later and got permission afterwards? I'm not sure though. Merrick isn't crazy or anything. Ivor card is a 580 or 5080? I sent him after 5 hours after announcement. Yeah, they had a lot of pressure to save that game. Ooh. 580. What the fuck is a 580?
Action or winning intercepts. You don't need to think what to do. The game gives you a pipeline of the match, and the time gates inside that match will make sure that you follow it with no creativity and no tactic whatsoever. In an interview to DualShockers, they say that this game was inspired by Minecraft Bed Wars. But in Bed Wars, you have not 2, but 4 teams. Sometimes
Not only that, but the map, believe it or not, is not too big. Oh god, no. Bed Wars can have up to what? 10 teams, 12 teams of 3 to 4 players? This is a 3v3. MD written. Oh, okay, yeah. Gonna go online to stream a bit later. I'm done with all my video editing tonight. Ooh. Oh my god. This game just reeks of bad decisions and industry plant, as Iron said.
Times even more.
Oh
And
my
that
god.
teams is not defended by invincible barriers, but by blocks players buy from the store on currency that was generated on the resource generators. And that is the decision making. What should I do? Attack, defend, or make more territory for more resources and overpower them through economy. Decisions like that cannot exist in Highguard. Based on what I said earlier, strategy part of this game are not existent. It not only eliminates strategy, but creativity inside the flow of the game and completely prevent turning it into something decisive, making shooting the only decisive factor here. And the shooting, well...
It doesn't even need to be a 4v4 or 5v5, but this is a 3v3 on a map the size of Battlefield. So, you know, It's true, I could prove to you, but YouTube is not allow me to send links to external sources, but I still can give you a link if you want. I feel like they wanted to be bigger. I don't know why the map would be so big. Yeah, the map is so huge. Yeah, it doesn't even need to be like multiple teams. If they just upped the player cap for each team to like a 10v10, this could have been huge. On the same map size, or make the map size smaller. Like, goddamn, bro.
It's just Apex. Same movement, same shooting, even same weapons. In terms of shooting, this game brings nothing to the table. If something, it takes from you. Different types of grenades, you only have frag, and bigger character roster. This game only have 6 of them. But that's not enough to choose this over
They should
Apex,
just relaunch as a
because
prop
the
hunt
one
game.
difference this game have over Apex is the game mode, and capture and flag rush mix, that Apex don't have, but it could easily be replicated in map editor if Apex had one. But overall idea is good. For a beta version, where game designers can test their ideas, figure out what went wrong, and increase the amount of players from 3 to 5.
PvP is a bad idea in general. No, I disagree. Actually. Like, or in general? No. Destiny's ranked competitive mode was a 3v3, and it was perfectly fine, even on bigger sized maps. Because Destiny had such fast fucking movement. Not every game. But no, Matt Kim said in general. Yeah, you specified the game, but Matt Kim said in general. That game, it's a bad idea. Yeah, that's fair. I agree. We've established that.
Besides fighting from 2 to 4, and make people mining ore to buy enhancements, like better weapons and armor, mounts to increase.
I mean, the finalists are at 3v3v3, and it's great. Yeah, multiple teams can be really exciting. I played the finals for a good bit. That was fun.
Their movement, tanks, planes. Instead, we have an Apex Lite with a simulation of tactical elements, which they swear is entertaining. And in that case, I want to ask a question. What are they thinking? The shooter market is oversaturated as it is. There are not enough people who still wants to play every shooter on the planet, even if it is free to play, because time is valuable. And if you tell that you can spend it better somewhere else, player will choose to do that. And that's the problem. The idea is just not good enough. Initial idea may be good, but realization is flawed. And in the case of a free-to-play shooter, flawed beyond repair. I want to say that this game have future, but it needs a rework of gameplay. The thing that they're showing right now is not good enough for the competitive mode. Not speaking about casual at this point. If we look at SteamDB for the moment of writing these lines, the game have 7,628 concurrent players. And I'm sure that more than half of them are not donating into the game. Will that small portion of paying players be enough to keep the company afloat?
So
if the
like
game designers
CSGO.
make the game enjoyable for more players, is the question that I cannot answer. All I can say is that the game is mediocre at best. In terms of multiplayer, I can name you obscure PlayStation 3 games that will overshadow Highguard any day of the week. Starhawk, Fat Princess, or even Ratchet & Clank Full Frontal Assault. You'll find a game to play even if Highguard don't survive. A lot of people hate this game because it takes place
You have
at the
the
Prime
numbers
slot of
there.
Game Awards. But ask yourself a question.
That's fine.
Would anyone will ever heard about Highguard if that wouldn't happen? Probably not. It would have launched into obscurity and die in that same obscurity. With that presentation, Wildlight had a chance to make it big, and they failed in the process for a collective entertainment of the internet. Will they make a comeback? And will we ever hear about Highguard in the future?
No,
Probably not.
hopefully
Developers
not.
will support it for a time being, and after being unsuccessful for some time, they will probably abandon this project. sealing a deal on its fate completely. And at the end of the day, we'll
Yep.
say that this was another failed project of a modern era. All the links and footages will be linked in the description as the information that I found, so you can check this out yourself. If you enjoyed this hastily written analysis from an amateur video game reviewer, help me with the algorithm by using the like button, or leaving comment that talks about the game, or joins the discussion. Or just write that Dynasty Warriors game looks better than Highguard, that works too. Black Ops 2 review is in active development, but I cannot promise that it will be here soon, because I want to do a 3D animation and not just move my head around. If you want to see that evolution of the channel, you can subscribe. Maybe that will make me stream more often, and not once in 2, 3, 4 days. Anyway, that's it for me. My name is Mad Chemist, and transmission.
All right. I know this was fun and actually very, very much, how do you say, informative. Right. I can't speak sometimes. Yeah. Check out Mad Chemist for sure. It is a very good review, in my opinion. Even if the audio mixing is a little bit messed up. I think you gotta put in like filters for your microphone, the ones that are missing for me currently, because you know, reset of Windows and shit. But yeah, love that format. But yeah, you know, check him out for sure. I will link that video in a second. I just really gotta go and pee. I don't have my rat thing anymore, which is bad. But what can I do? No Skavens today, indeed. I can't do nothing. Wait, what was that fucking thing called that I used? Oh, hold on, I know what to do. No. See? All right. Search. Go to. Oh. Oh. Wait, what does that do? What is this specifically? What was that sound? Probably nothing good. Anyway, yeah, I don't know where my music went. Anyway, I'll be right back. I gotta really pee real quick.
Did I jump scare you? Yeah, I bet I did. You coward.
Moomy pees while lying down cheer 1.
Guess who's freaking back, baby? also, let me pull up the video that I used in the past for my microphone settings on OBS. Love the Fumo on the shelf that I never noticed before. Yeah, it's a bunch of swords I have in real life, plus the Dark Knight figure that I have in real life, plus knives that I have in real life, plus the plushie that I have in real life twice! Nothing else is accurate though. Hold on. How do I find this? What did I put in here last time? OBS mic settings, I think. Oh yeah, that video. I'ma mute the desktop audio real quick. Oh my, Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires has cost too much. What the hell? Capture card cost less? They might have been screwed from the get-go, as they probably were consumed by a toxically positive mindset. True! Also, let me link the 2 videos that I just watched real quick. In all chats. Then the 40k lore video. Copy that shit over. Na 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 na. Good work, chemist. It was a very good video. The only things that were like critique worthy were actually technical aspects and not anything on the video itself. Now get back in the lab and make more meth. So, you know, there ain't too much that we could actually like say, oh, look at this idiot. Anyway, you shouldn't be able to hear this, right? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Microphone. Let's do... Oh. There we go. Now you can hear me. And also Black Ops 3. Ooh. More 40k? Long resign, exhale. Okay, let's do this. No, right now. I'm trying to actually get microphone settings going. Okay, good. Filters. Huh. Alright. Compressor. Okay. Alright. That to the side. This to 4. Okay. Mm, Ha! Excuse me. Theirs is good. Now, when I whisper, it's actually gonna be a good volume. All right, good night, chemist. By the way, I guess it's already a bit better, right? Now it's just capturing everything. Oh God. That's not good. Oh God, you can hear my mouse on the mouse pad. This, that. This is gonna be fine. Right? Is everything good now? Does it sound like it used to? I don't think I need more than this. Alright. I think this is all I need for my mic settings. I can't talk. Also, I don't want to hear myself anymore. I didn't like that experience to have once again. Ask Azura, he knows everything about you. Including your address. Technically, he do.
Back in September.
Anyway, I think we can go ahead and watch the next video that I personally am interested in. This video is from Azehara. He's from the Mudlands. Mud Islands. Mud Huts. From the Mud Huts. That's the meme. Fuck. Anyway. Why VTubers should avoid politics. Hard truths. And, you know, I'm actually interested, so let's go.
Back in September of 2020, one of the biggest controversies in the world of VTubing took place, and it involved Hololive, which at the time was the second biggest VTubing company in the world, the first one being Nijisanji. And this all happened a few weeks after Hololive English debuted its first wave, and while there was now a huge Western market watching these new VTubers, most were oblivious to the mess that was going on in the eastern side. Back then, Kiryu Koko was one of the biggest Hololive Japan talents, mainly because she managed to appeal to a more international audience, which was something Hololive had struggled with. She was basically the black sheep of the company in that she did not really fit the idol mold, which Hololive was famous for. Additionally, while all of the other talents only spoke Japanese, Coco was bilingual. During a stream with another Hololive member, Hachama, both of them were showing off.
I had Mumi's address, but I tore it up because I have to protect Sandgram's identity. Thank you very much. Who's gonna protect him when you follow him at night?
Their YouTube analytics, and Taiwan showed up on the list of top countries where their viewers came from. This was not something that the talents did or said, it was simply something that just showed up due to the YouTube analytics. But it turns out that the people in West Taiwan got
His tracking's all fucked up. It's a bit funny, honestly.
really angry. You see, to the people of West Taiwan, the simple mention of Taiwan as a separate country is a political statement, and the nationalist fans were not happy. This ended up with Hololive suspending both of the talents for almost a month, which infuriated the fans. And they did this because they wanted things to calm down, hoping that everything would just boil over and pass, but that didn't happen. There was a huge harassment campaign from the nationalist West Taiwan viewers. Additionally, some of the talents in Hololive's West Taiwanese branch started fanning the flames and agitating their audience, which led to Hololive losing millions of dollars in sponsorships and fans. And this also led to Hololive's West Taiwanese branch to eventually get Thanos out of existence. To protect Hashima, who was not only her senpai, but was also younger, Coco took most of the blame. This led to Hololive management isolating her like a patient infected with a black plague, so that the other girls wouldn't get hate or harassment due to guilt by association. After things did not really improve that much for a year, it led to her leaving the company. This was a very quick summary of the events that took place back in 2020, and if you want to learn more about them, I suggest you check one of these videos, which I will include in the description. Now, the point that I want to bring with this example is that even something as stupid and as tame as what happened to Coco in 2020, it ended up causing a very big problem for the company due to the politics being divisive. So this is why I want to talk about this.
Don't ask questions like that.
So this is Lala. She is a Twitch partner, an ambassador, and she has the aesthetic of a 1950s diner waitress. So why exactly is this statement political? Well, ICE stands for Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and they're basically a branch of the federal government to enforce immigration laws. Currently, ICE is trying to deport many illegal immigrants that came to the United States during the last administration. Now, since the orange president is the one who is in charge of ordering people in this agency, many of the people that supported the previous administration are up in arms about this decision, even though a decade ago, another president, black one, did the same. 2 citizens that were obstructing and interfering with ICE were killed with...
Can I make the joke? Orange men bad, black men bad? Can't wait for Mumi to be banned and harassed. Oh my. But I won't be banned by my company since I'm not in a company. The most I could be is banned by the platforms, but that's fine, I guess, to some extent. Imagine canceling your own company over your own company's existing.
Which sparked even more outrage from the people that hate the orange president. Now, I won't really go into details about what happened, as there are hundreds, if not thousands of videos that talk about it. But the hatred for ICE is one that seems to be mostly divided based on your political affiliation. And this is why multiple content creators are taking to social media to virtue signal about their hatred for ICE.
It's okay, I will report you so you get banned and then harass you myself. I got you, dog. Oh, hell yeah. Harass me on Twitter, that'd be good. Because if you harass me on Twitter, people be like, "Oh, look, another harassment campaign. We gotta jump on this hate train." And then I get like a lot of like looks from everyone around, and it'd be great. Perfect.
Often comparing them to the bad guys in World War II, because of course, in current year, everyone you don't agree with is Hitler. Now, anyone with half a brain knows.
I hate that. I hate that Hitler and Nazi are so widespreadly used as an insult. Just can't we go back to calling everyone a slur, bastard, and any other insult, and then telling them to, get banned from God's Minecraft server? Ah, yes, the Orange Overlord, the Tangerine Tyrant, etc., etc. Yeah, you take pride in being Hitler. Fuck you. That sounds way too much unnecessary investment.
that politics are extremely divisive. Any sort of political statement will cause one side to praise that person for bringing awareness to an issue or for taking a stand. Meanwhile, the opposing side will probably react negatively, and it might even cause a few people to reply to you with a slur. Because welcome to the internet.
What would you prefer? Would you like to fight for civil rights or tweet a racial slur?
And multiple times me and other people that like to talk about VTubing or VTubing related topics have repeated the line that you shouldn't talk about politics. Which many idiots online will get on my case because one of the VTubers I made clips about is literally Hitler.
Ah, my Yoshi. And Azahara's Yoshi as well, I guess. That sounds... Oh, hold on. I'd be insulted if some punk-ass socialist called me one of their ideological cousins. Ooh.
And mostly...
This is a joke? Oh, I hate that he has to preface this with... This is a joke, because otherwise people would use this as, look, even he's saying it.
News headlines and talks about political issues on the United States. So am I being hypocritical when I say this? Well, if you take the statement on the surface, then yes, you could say I'm being a bit hypocritical. But the statement itself goes a bit further.
Isn't it your boos mean nothing? I've seen what make... Oh, okay, your slurs mean nothing. I've seen what makes you rage. Okay, fair enough. That's a good one. That's a good abbreviation of that. Goddamn.
So what are the secret patch notes behind the statement? It's very simple. VTubers who don't do political content and have avoided any discussion of political issues should probably avoid making political statements because doing so they will run into several issues.
Fair.
The first one is that many of these VTubers are not mentally or emotionally equipped to handle any of the pushback they will get from the people from the opposing political side. Number 2. Your audience more than likely did not join your stream to hear about your politics. And number 3, once you open the door to discussing or having political opinions, some of the people in your audience will often push for you to take more political stances. So for the first point, I am mainly referring to content creators not being emotionally equipped to handle any sort of pushback when it comes to politics. And for some reason, this seems to be something that is way more prevalent on the left-leaning content creators than the ones that are more center or the ones that lean right. It is not uncommon to see people making what could be called a virtual signal post, only to instantly lock the replies preemptively or at the first sign of pushback. And not only this, but then they will proceed to start blocking people who disagree with them. And it's pretty hard to grow as a content creator doing politics when all you do is block the people that disagree with you. Since you are basically shutting down any sort of conversation from people that might slightly disagree with you. Because nothing says I truly stand by my own political opinion than closing your eyes and covering your ears. And how many successful political VTubers have you seen that lean left? Not many, because they're the ones that do this. Now for my second point. If I want to listen to ASMR content, I watch Menace, Miwa, or even Ruru. If I want to see someone playing retro games, I watch Analumi or I watch Amiya. If I want awesome karaoke, then I check out Alphabeta, Ririsia, or Sawashiro. If any of these content creators would suddenly start doing political content, there's a very high probability that I won't be watching them, simply because that's not the content that I follow them for. That's not their niche. And this is something that even applies to other people that are considered far right, including literally Hitler, because whenever she plays games, her viewership drops to about half her average. Now, even though many content creators might not want to think about this, they have to be aware that often they have a niche that they appeal to. Now, any slight variation in content or maybe slowly transitioning to a new, different content might not have a negative effect on their viewership. But when it comes to politics, there really isn't a transition. There is a very hard line. And the change will often be too dramatic and will have a negative effect on the viewership. Because it's just too jarring to have someone who doesn't do politics suddenly start doing politics.
Yeah. No.
And once again, I must bring up the fact that people who are left-leaning tend to be way more strict whenever taking someone's political reaction to something. Any sort of disagreement will be probably met with them blacklisting you.
Holy shit.
Now for the third point, contrary to Lala, there are other VTubers that actually do political content, and people already expect them to either make that content or react to things that are political. And these people are already used to getting pushback from the opposing side. And this includes
they're
death threat.
mentally already strong. And they can... In other words, they can take it. Like Mumi, I still feel bad about making him cry in a pillow. Go suck a dick, you shitty, filthy monkey. I've just started calling these crazies in my own head brown shirts out of principle. Discussing politics is opening Pandora's box for VTubers who have made their brands politically neutral, like Switzerland during the World Wars. Weren't they so neutral that they shot down their own ships? I saw that somewhere on Twitter, I think, on like a comment section. They shut down their own planes or something like that. I don't remember. Diminishing returns. I like both the gaming and the news segments Kier does, honestly, but I'm a lad from Motor City, trapped in Jersey.
Stalking, harassment, and all sorts of fun stuff that happens in Twitter. Now, when a content creator opens the floodgates of having a political opinion, there are people that will agree with them and would want to start hearing more about this.
Yeah.
Even to the point
course.
that they start demanding that this content creator takes a stand on things that might not even be happening in their country.
Emiru is a very big sacrifice of this? No, not sacrifice. Victim? Emiru is a big victim of this because she made a statement, I don't want to talk about politics, and suddenly everyone's in her face about silence! Silence is compliance! You traitor! And shit like that, and, you know, so, not even just VTubers.
And let's be honest, given how the more left-leaning spaces tend to react when someone disagrees or if someone steps out of line, at this point, any content creator that is told that they should make a political statement is only risking losing more and more viewers each time.
Maybe your audience doesn't like it, maybe you could educate them on it a little bit, but you choose not to. You're just siding with whatever your chud or chudette audience wants to hear.
No one. Can we make Denims take a IQ test? Yeah, but it was stupid, the Emery situation. It is still stupid. They also took Nazi gold, which may or may not have been taken from the victimized Jewish people during their whole mass genocide thing. Yeah, you know. If they want to be neutral, I fully support that. And the demand to take a side is psychotic to me. It is.
Fucking ask you, you fucking cocksucker.
So in conclusion, what I'm saying when I say the phrase don't be political or don't talk about politics, I'm not saying that VTubers are not allowed to do it. Again, you do you. You're free to do whatever you want. But you have to be aware that there's a ton of baggage that comes with that. And it's something that more probably than not end up harming your growth. Even the people that have benefited from doing political content on the center.
I don't understand a thing. Well, have you tried to teach others? Damn. Bro, I deadass thought you were collabing with Asahara for a second. I was like, huh? I don't know. Maybe it's fun. Maybe, I don't know.
Or the right-leading side have had to deal with problems.
So, you know.
From harassment, slander, cancellation attempts, and even campaigns to get them deplatformed. Also, how many of these VTubers do you see getting invited to conventions despite having a huge reach? Not many. How many of them...
I mean, she was invited until they were like, oh, we can't anymore. If anyone can fail an IQ test, Denims probably could. I don't know, I don't want to make that claim. But, you know, it'd be interesting to know.
Have you seen that had to stop collabing with others because in doing so, it would cause the other person to get brigaded and attacked because, again, guilt by association is extremely prevalent when it comes to VTubing.
Man.
Again, there is a reason why VTuber agencies often have a no politics rule. These agencies know that a simple political statement can ruin a brand. And what best example than this than the Hololive example I did with Coco. On the left-leaning side, how many cancellation and character assassination attempts have you seen because someone dared to step out of line and say one thing that their audience did not agree with? Or maybe they dared to collab with someone that their audience considered problematic. How many times have we seen the outrage over a creator mentioning that they want to try eating something at Starbucks or McDonald's, only for the audience to point out that due to some random political event in some other country, you can no longer drink crappy overpriced coffee? How many times will we see activists that don't watch or care about you still try to use you and your words as a weapon to attack other content creators?
What the fuck?
So
Fucking
if you want to get into
bent.
politics,
God
go
damn it.
ahead. But personally, I wouldn't really recommend it.
You know, he's completely and absolutely right in this case. Whether it be for flesh tubers or VTubers. He is absolutely correct. VTubers should not have opinions. Dizzy Dokoro! I mean, politically, they shouldn't. That's true. I mean, in the open anyway. Be company, say nothing, profit, be Steam. Just be Steam. Anyway, this was a, you know, I hard agree with him here. It's true. If you don't think you can mentally handle it and you have to fucking mute your replies the moment there's like 2-3 pushback comments, just keep your face out of politics. You are first not mentally strong enough to handle that, and second, if you can't back up your claims or comments with facts, then you have, you know, you kind of don't belong there in the first place. Can't wait until the sun fucking explodes. Funny. Anyway, this was Azehara from the Mud Huts. Yeah. Check him out, leave him a like, comment, and subscribe. Though, the chances of... Yeah, it's fine. Pass. Earth will be sterile long before that happens. Hopefully not. But yeah, I'll link him right now. Hold on, I gotta. Maybe ask Assassin's Creed game. They went off on me about being right wing and how controversial he is. If only they knew about Kirsch. I find it funny that technically speaking, Chud is just an amalgamation of Chad and Stub, but it's used as an insult by idiots slinging it around like slurs in a classic Modern Warfare 2 lobby. Fair enough. I can't wait until the Overton window shifts back to the actual center again. Please. Be company, say nothing profit. I read that already. Might be a bit of a wait there. Sterile like Mumi. I don't actually know if I am or not. Maybe I can test that. You know? By finding a woman, maybe. Jokes. Alright. Azehara has been linked on the platforms that it matters. Unless they're like Mars. Fair enough. Yeah, no. He was making a joke about me, but that's okay. Oh my god, how late is it? It's, oh god. It is pretty late. I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna end for today. I still have some stuff to sort out with my PC. So, you know, little bits and pieces. But yeah. Yes, but the more I talk with people, the more I see how many people simply keep their mouth shut, well in the center or right. I mean, I keep my mouth shut, but that's because I'm an idiot. I'm just a clown on the internet. So, you know, you shouldn't be listening to me either. Yeah. Who do we raid today? Have a good one, everyone? Indeed. Who do we... Hold on. Who? We have... Wishy, Lux, Kitsu, Tenma, Shilely, Lena. Raid Shadow Legends. God damn it. A clown and shit in the net as well. No, I saw your Twitter stuff. Every now and then it's just clown stuff. I understand. But you also do serious tweets, which I don't. Twitter for me is a cesspool and that's it. You know. It's stupid. Do we go to Lux or Kitsu? I think one of those two it's gonna be. Guess we can raid into Kitsu. Sometimes it is better to leave your mouth shut and be fooled than to open your mouth and remove all doubt.
On the internet, we...
Indeed. Anyway, we're gonna raid the Kitsunero. Oh, yeah? My fellow German-speaking fox. Well, see ya. Indeed. But yeah, I'm a see to you know, clean up my PC properly. At least I got all the programs running that need to run for stream. So yeah, you know, at least I got that. But oh god, I gotta do so much. Jawohl! Fuck you. But yeah. Also, just quick news just before we go. YouTube partner. I made it. I finally got a thumbs up from them. Yay! I don't know what happens from here on. Congrats. Thank you. But also... Monkey, can you please stop with the fura? I understand the hat, but it goes, you know, it's not good. Anyway, I do wish everyone a good morning, good day, good evening, good night, sweet dreams, and goodbye. Bye-bye. Yeah.